Every time we went to a we went into SML about when will SML retire? They did into a bill.
SML has been on YouTube for almost 20 years now, and as of 2026, SML is still going strong. But have you ever wondered when SML will retire? Now, this question is actually really interesting, as we've actually seen Logan talk about this before. However, he didn't really answer every question that the fans wanted to know. Let me explain. Around 2 years ago, Logan uploaded a vlog on Chili's channel titled I Will Retire at 40, and in the video, Logan starts off by explaining how when he was 21, he wanted to originally retire at 30. However, Logan is way past 30 and is obviously still making videos to this day.
When I was like 21, I was like, I want to be retired by the time I'm 30. But I turned 30 this year, and I don't want to stop. Like, what would I do in my spare time?
However, after this, Logan claims that the official age that he wants to retire is at 40, which will be on November 17th, 2034. And this is due to the fact that once he's 40, Lily will be around 12 years old, and by that age, she will most likely want to travel the world and do fun things with Logan. Therefore, Logan thinks he should just be done with SML once he's 40, and Lily is 12.
And I think at 40, I won't want to do this anymore. I won't want to because I will want to spend every minute with Lily, even though I still want to spend all my time with my daughter.
Now, you've got to give some respect to Logan, as the first thing he thinks when it comes to retiring is hanging out with his daughter every day, which is pretty damn wholesome. However, let's just say this may not 100% happen. Now, the reason why I say this is going back to
It's birthday in November, in November, on the 17th of November, it will be 8 years. So we got 9 years out today, in about 2 months there. No, 3 months. If you count this month, that 3 months, with 2.5 months until 8 months until 32. So in 2028, you'll be 40. So that. So around. Yeah, I think if he don't retire at 40, around maybe around while his daughter like 18 maybe or 19. I think Nolan taught a YouTube channel right at 15, around 15 or 16. Around 15 or 16. I think that when Nolan taught to make YouTube video, 2 times 9, that 15. Yeah, I think it was 15. So until maybe I think Diddy would be 15 in 2020 and 2034. Because I think Diddy would be, I don't know how old Diddy would be, so
in the past, where Logan used to claim that he would retire at 30, back when he was 21. And I go back to this because if you really think about it, if Logan didn't retire by the time he was 30, due to him wanting to keep going, then what are the actual odds he would retire at 40? And Logan actually covers this interesting theory later in the video, as he confirms that there are some odds of him not retiring at 40, and the reason is he could be poor by the time he's 39, which, let's be honest, probably won't happen.
Now, things might change. I might be poor when I'm 39. I might have to keep going. I might be like, I might blow all my money on something and be like, damn, I gotta keep going.
Now, either way, this theory is something that we really have to keep in mind, as it very well could happen. But after Logan stated all of this, he briefly dives into what potentially will happen to the SML channel after he retires, which he would say that he would actually give the channel to Lily, and she could carry his legacy on.
Alright guys, I'll give the channel to her. She can run it. She'll do it. I'll be like, it's Lily's channel, because I started my YouTube channel at 13.
Now, this is actually super interesting to think about, as Lily running the SML channel would be a massive change in SML. First of all, a whole new cast would most likely have to be brought in, and it obviously wouldn't be an easy thing to do, due to Logan taking over 7 years to properly form a cast due to the amount of connections he had, which helps us likely assume that Lily would take a while to form a cast. And not only this, but Lily would quite literally get a channel with tens of millions of subscribers with high expectations handed to her, which for a 12-year-old girl would be something really stressful at first. So this might not be the best idea.
30 talent, 30 minutes trailer. The channel until available.
Install it now.
The channel might take it down right then for all the winning.
What is a dental implant, and why should you care? Hi, I'm Dr. McCree with Jack's Implants today.
So this might not be the best idea in the long run, and Lily would probably be better off starting her own channel, doing whatever she likes, and simply gets a shout out from Logan instead. But now that we got the channel state out of the way, let's cover something else that Logan brought up, and that's the state of the current SML crew, and what age they want to retire. But before I tell you about that, don't think I'm gonna let you get excited to talk to an AI version of Logan, and I first asked him, hey Logan, when are you going to retire?
Retire? I'm just getting started. I'm trying to keep up 3 uploads a week, and there's a whole list of Nintendo animations I haven't even started yet.
I'll probably go through like 5 more Brooklyn Guy puppets before I retire. Actually, speaking of Brooklyn Guy, hey Boogie, get in here.
Yeah, what's up? We need some filler. Can you tell a story with Brooklyn Guy real quick?
Yeah, okay, I think I got a pretty good one about Booger Bob.
Did somebody just say booger?
God damn it, Booger, get out of here.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop them right there. You can have full conversations with these characters, joke with them in today's video, and now let's get back to the theory. Now, this is actually more crucial than most of you think, as the crew could quite literally quit tomorrow when nobody expects it, and this is due to every crew member obviously having their own responsibilities, with some members even having kids now. So it's actually quite unpredictable on how the crew will look by 2034. However, most of the crew has never truly expressed any sort of hatred towards filming with Logan, and they all seem to enjoy working with Logan overall. So it can definitely be likely that most, if not all, the crew is still sticking together by 2034. Now, while this theory is probably the most likely one, what if the crew actually did end up having some sort of burnout or hatred towards Logan? Well, this can very easily be likely, as obviously SML has been going on for ages now, and the crew films around 4 to 5 days a week for 10 hours or more at times, so things can easily get rough at one point. In addition to this, many people have said that the crew members often look out of it or just straight up sad in the behind-the-scenes videos, which in theory could be true, as the crew does often look serious during filming.
Maybe he's proud of his accomplishments, dude.
Well, he says the bad stuff he's done, he knows it's bad. If he gets caught with this, he's gotta go to jail. Why didn't he hide it?
I was gonna say all that.
However, at the end of the day, this could very well just be the crew being locked in during the filming of the scene, which would be 100% understandable. But of course, even if they aren't burnt out right now, it's still insanely likely that they will burn out in a few more years, especially if SML declines even more than it has been in these past few years, as SML is very unpredictable at this point. Now, while the crew has potential odds of burning out, let's talk about something else that will for sure happen in the future, and this is actually something that not many people think about, and that's how the SML puppets and characters will eventually get worn out or even ruined. Now, this topic is actually super crucial to SML, as a lot of these characters are known for their look.
I know anytime too, the puppet, the little team that on at top, the only 10 always did a new Toadie, a new Booty Bill, a new Duna, a new Panelli, and a new Dota, and a new Marmon, and a new Bower, and a new Woe, and a new Woe. But the other one, like Button, that not a puppet. It do have Tell Pee puppet on there, but it's not really that Tell Pee. You just dead with. Throw it out.
And characters like Jeffy and Goodman can't really get replacements, due to the fact that these characters can no longer be replicated. And to add on even more, this issue has already been happening for the past few years with Brooklyn Guy and Chef Pee-Pee, and we've seen replacements of them, starting off with Brooklyn Guy, who we would see replaced in SML movie Brooklyn Guy's Makeover, due to the original puppet having a huge bald spot and overall just being really worn out. And after replacing the puppet, SML would actually stick with this new puppet and only bring the old one back for a joke in a video.
Hey Marvin, sorry, I'm actually the original Brooklyn guy. I didn't go through with the hair transplant because I got scared.
What the is going on?
Clearly, the new Brooklyn guy replacement was a huge improvement. And as we saw in Marvin's huge mistake, Logan does have a lot of good-looking Brooklyn guys, so they probably aren't worrying too much about him. But Chef Pee-Pee, on the other hand, is a different situation. Now, Chef Pee-Pee has actually been replaced in an SML movie, Flesh-Eating Bacteria, where we see Chef Pee-Pee's brain put into a new, identical-looking body of Chef Pee-Pee. And let's just say, the makeover was immaculate.
Okay, ready to meet the new Chef Pee-Pee?
Oh my god, you look fresh as fuck!
I already know. Look at me fresh than of it.
Oh!
Fresh white tee type shit.
Oh, no, wait, look at the hat, clean up. That's not bad.
Now, while the makeover looked good and all, Logan would actually use the new Chef Pee-Pee puppet for more than one video, then switch back to the old one, which was really weird. However, the reason this would happen was due to the fact that fans were complaining about the new puppet.
People did not like it. People did not like it.
As if it was a big deal. People were crying so much they got the old one back. Typical SML fans. Now, the fans complaining about that, out of any other problems in SML, was pretty stupid to say the least. However, this is actually pretty crucial for the future of SML, as if fans keep complaining like this when Logan replaces a puppet, then the characters are simply just going to end if Logan can't eventually replace them. And quite frankly, Chef Pee-Pee is almost there, as the puppet is just done for after everything it's gone through in the past 13 years. And the next puppet who is probably going to go through that is, believe it or not, Jeffy, as they have been using him for around 10 years now. And if you compare him from 2016 to now, there's definitely big differences. They've been using it for 9 years now. It's getting worn out. They've been using the same puppet for 9 years, so it was going to get worn out.
Want to be the mastermind behind the fight? Strategize your lineup before the ball. Master the elemental counters. Pick the right Evo and watch the DPS soar. Just step in at the right moment and give it
right now,
at the breaking point, you make the play.
Yeah.
So it was going to get worn out. Hell, from my understanding, Lance had to get carpal tunnel surgery because of how tolling puppetry can be. However, Logan will definitely have a way harder time with Jeffy, as he is basically impossible to replace. And this may have all been the reason why we didn't actually see Jeffy play huge roles in videos, as nowadays we mostly see him on the red couch with Marvin, or flat out not appear in the videos at times, even though his name is literally in the title. And as of recent people to speculate that Jeffy did get damaged. The last time we saw Jeffy was on April 1st. Since then, 5 videos have came out. In 3 of them, Jeffy was completely absent. And in the other 2, Easter and Blue's Clues, Jeffy's wearing a full body suit. I think the puppet may have finally given out, seeing as that's been a major concern. Maybe his torso or head ripped. At least his face seems fine. Let me know what you guys think. You might be right. It looks like the puppet has a major cut or hole, which this Reddit thread is actually just stupid. That's his helmet strap. But anyways, so yeah, Logan will definitely have to start looking for stunt doubles of every character if he doesn't already have some. And the weird hair is right around the picture. This Reddit thread is actually just stupid. That's it. And that would definitely not be fun to deal with. But now that we got all of the real life problems and theories out of the way, let's talk about the actual SML storyline, which will also be something that plays a crucial part in Logan's retirement. And one of those theories is the character's aging. Now, as we all know by now, every year, SML canonically ages the characters, with us even getting dedicated Jeffy birthday videos and birthday videos of the main characters. And as of 2026, the characters are getting old, with Jeffy almost being 22, along with Junior and his friends almost becoming adults. Now, you may wonder why this even plays a role in SML's retirement. And this is actually because in 2034, these characters are going to be insanely old. And obviously, they can't keep their same old habits forever, and they will have to change for SML's storyline to make sense. So we can confidently assume that by 2034, every SML character we see will have a whole different personality due to their ages, especially the younger characters, and they will eventually probably deteriorate and become worse characters, such as Dougie, who literally went from people's top 3 SML SML character to a bottom 3 character. Well, now that we got all the important aspects of SML retiring out of the way, let's talk about the final cherry on top when it comes to SML's retirement, and that's actually the final SML video. Now, this topic has been talked about throughout the SML community for a very long time, with many people making all kinds of concepts for a final video. However, at the end of the day, there are multiple different routes that Logan can take while doing this, with the first route being that he goes for more of a darker theme and doing a sad final video where a main character potentially gets killed off, marking the end of SML, or maybe some sort of massacre happens within SML. Now, I only mentioned this gruesome theory due to the fact that Logan has done this kind of stuff before, and it's very possible for him to do that, as people have already started speculating on this being the official ending. Yeah, also, if the Jeffy puppet was destroyed, that could be the finale of SML in 2034, where Logan turns 40 and decides to destroy the original Jeffy puppet. Call me crazy, but what if the final episode was about World War III, and it concludes with the character's final moments? However, these aren't the only dark endings to SML, as there's a good ending that could happen in SML that I will personally theorize about, and that's that Logan would release a series of final videos during his potential last week of filming, and each of these videos would revolve around an individual main character getting some sort of happy ending, or sad ending if they deserve it. For example, we could maybe finally see Marvin pay off his house, and for once, live happily ever after. Along with this, we could see Chef PP escape his enslavement from Braxton, and potentially seeing Junior, Joseph, Cody, and Jeffy actually start families, or escape from their own problems, which would overall be amazing to see, and would probably feel emotional once their final video rolls around. And this ending is definitely better than seeing Jeffy be destroyed in the long run, which is why this theory is most used in the community. I want it to be like a graduation video, even though I know it will be in 5th grade forever. A whole cast of characters being there, along with the video, feels like closure. It would most likely be a Jeffy video, where he finally moves out and shows everyone's life in the future and stuff. The final SML movie should just be a 30 to 40 minute movie called SML. Marvin finally pays off his house, and him and Rose finally get to live in peace without Mr. Goodman nagging them. Mr. Goodman finally realizes how rude he's been and decides to donate some money to charity, Joseph being one of the people that he donates to, and buys himself a house and finally reunites with his mother, living happily ever after with her. Cody starts to get bored of Ken and breaks up with him for good on good terms, and decides he should keep trying to date girls.
Well,
what is this theory? Well, anyway, that was definitely a journey of speculating about
he did say before he didn't want to date a girl before. He did say that.
Make sure to use my code SML68 to sign up. It helps the channel.
No, you're on paper. That will be a banger. That one will be a banger. That one will be a banger. It was like with Tito and they were like, bye.
Eleanor, where did you get that